Well, welcome everyone. Those in front of us, those behind us, welcome. Unity is an educational movement that teaches people to remember who they truly are, the truth about themselves, to believe that the truth of being is a force for good both within and all around us. And so we gather to impress upon our hearts how free we are to live in joy, in love, and in peace.
Good morning, everyone. Happy Easter. We're starting the Easter season off right. So we light the Christ candle, which represents the Spirit of God that lives in each of our hearts and in each of our souls.
So now, for this wonderful topic, the journey inward, look what I have here. Rocks with stuff written on them. How many of you have been at one of those activities where you find rocks and they have messages written on them, and you translate the message by the code and you get a secret message? Well, I would like to evoke with us today the experience of what it is to find gifts on the journey inward. In the What is the Silence class, I was showing people that Unity teaches meditation in the silence, but there is also a form of meditation called this closed eye process. And that's a little different. So I'd like to do that with you now here at the beginning of the service. Go on a journey in your mind to discover gifts by finding them on a rock. So just take a moment now to take some deep breaths and let yourself go into your own world of imagination. And you're walking outside and the air is fresh, crisp, juicy, fragrant. And the sky is blue, clear, bright, cloudless. And you're walking along a beautiful path, easy to trod. Not a lot of brush in the way. And the trees are so beautifully and delicately developed, they're reaching up to heaven. Leaves, foliage, beauty surrounds you. And you feel that oneness, the singing, the harmony, the music of the spheres. And as you look down where you're stepping, you see a number of small stones, beautifully colored, some of them marbly gray and white, some of them pinkish, some of them bluish, some of them whitish. And you're drawn to a special one because of its shape, because of its color. It's calling you. It's drawing you energetically. And you pick that stone up. And on the bottom of the stone, you see something. You see something that opens up a new possibility in your world. Whether it's something you now understand about someone's heart, whether it's something you now understand about your own heart, whether it's an ability that you realize you have, whether it's an action you can take that you didn't realize was in your choice, whether it's an idea that blesses your entire being, like the idea of coherence or vulnerability or peace or surrender. It could be any exalted notion that is especially for you, that rock whispers into your heart. And so you commit that to memory. You take it in and plant it in the memory banks of your unconscious mind. and you bless it, and you resolve to use it, this gift. And then you put the rock back, because the rock evolved geologically from that very spot. Perhaps it holds a charge that keeps the earth in balance. Perhaps it holds a mineral that feeds a life form nearby, but you replace the rock to its home. And you skip happily back to your place of origin, having received a gift from this journey inward. So now you can open your eyes and come back to this little sanctuary. So that's what I mean by the journey inward and the gifts that you can find, the gifts that you can receive in consciousness when you have meditation in the silence. I was actually considering buying a big bag of rocks and writing things on them like peace and joy. And I realized people don't want that. How many of you wanted a rock with something written on it? I mean, to take home and then you. Okay, Bill does. And I really do feel that I'm kidnapping a rock when I pick it up and take it home with me. I'm taking it out of its natural habitat. So that's what's in store for us. I recently took a seminar called Changing People's Lives for Fun and Profit. That was taught by Alan Tutt. How many of you have heard of him? He was here as a speaker, and he wrote a book called Choose to Believe. And I learned in this seminar that in order to sell your product or service, you have to say what it will do for you, not what it is. So I'm going to start to put this in play in promoting our activities and events and my sermons like today, The Journey Inward. That just says something what it is. It doesn't say what it'll do for you. So here is what I can say about what this sermon will do for you. Number one, it will give you higher intelligence. Did you think that IQ was a fixed thing, that you're born with a certain IQ level and that's what you're limited to for the rest of your life? No, they're finding out that intelligence is the ability to learn. The ability to learn is based on being able to listen, to focus, to concentrate, to analyze, and several other skills that converge in a vortex of abilities that creates what we call intelligence. That's why people who, in the past, who were deaf, were not considered intelligent, because they couldn't hear, so they couldn't learn that well. So as you develop your meditation experience, your journey inward, you develop those capacities to listen, to concentrate, to analyze, all those things. So this journey inward will raise your IQ. Number two, it will let you have more meaningful relationships. You know, life pales when our relationships fall by the wayside. We go through time, we meet people, and if we can connect with them and can continue to cultivate a meaningful relationship over time, it is truly one of the enriching things about life. Do you agree? Yes, but how do you share meaning with another person if you're never finding meaning? Meaning is found within. Meaning is found in meditation. Meaning is found on the journey within. And that meaning that you become aware of gives you something to share that makes your relationships so rich and so profound that they last over your lifetime and maybe more. Number three, What will your journey inward do for you? It will develop personal strength that shows up as independence, purposeful intent, and courage to stand up for righteousness. Personal strength. Don't you love to think of yourself as having personal strength? Of course, and it shows up as independence, being able to think for yourself, as purposeful intent, being able to focus on an intention that has a purpose that means something to you, and courage to stand up for righteousness. Boy, that's what we need these days, and to stand up in a non-adversarial way. This is a very important part of that journey inward, to discover how to be so that you are not in polarity with other humans. We're leaving polarity consciousness. We are ascending to unity consciousness. And this is the journey inward. You know, the Association for Research and Enlightenment, the Edgar Cayce group, their magazine is called Venture Inward, which I think is a beautiful title for what they do. Now here's number 4 of what it will do for you, this journey inward. It will reveal deep wisdom in your heart. What a wonderful thing to be aware of in life. Now, am I saying that the journey inward will help you to find the deep wisdom that's already in your heart? Or will it reveal to you from on high deep wisdom that will then occupy a place in your heart? Yes, I'm saying both. Either one. Whichever one you want. But both are true. Happen. But on this experience of inner work, it does help you to get to the place of revealing deep wisdom in your heart center. Now lastly, it will allow you to find God. I don't know how else you can. When people have a near-death experience, they have this experience of the presence, the loving divine presence that is so overwhelming they can't speak of it without tearing up. You can have that experience without having to go near death in this journey inward. God is presence. God is pure consciousness. Our founder, Charles Fillmore, says that in his invocation. He says, I am now in the presence of pure being. Pure being and pure consciousness, like Deepak Chopra says, God is pure consciousness, same thing. So I think that gets down to a really interesting word there. Being equals consciousness. When I went to California, I tried out for the Unity Church in Burbank, and I gave a talk, and both of my daughters happened to be in town at the time, and Sarah had Lucy with her, and Lucy was just 3. Now, I told Sarah in front of Lucy, I said, now, they don't have anything for children in this church, so if Lucy gets restless, you'll have to go outside and take her to the park. And see, Lucy overheard this, and she didn't want to go, so she was quiet as a mouse through the whole service. And after it was over, I said to Sarah, wow, Lucy was so good the whole time. And Sarah said, oh no, she reached up to me when you were in the meditation, when you said, thank you for your divine presence. And she said, ooh, presence. But on this journey inward, you will realize things that I do not want to name because they are for you to discover. You know, on this journey inward, you will get lost in mystery, which is the ultimate liberation from the human condition. You know, it says in that Blessed Assurance song, lost in his love. Getting lost in mystery, in meditation, is so freeing. And this human condition that we are dealing with, it's what we're after shift, we're after transformation, we're after resurrection. And that's what this is, getting lost in mystery, liberating you from the known and taking you into the unknown. So I'm not here to tell you how to solve problems. I'm here to tell you how to create a new state of consciousness for yourself on a journey inward. Amen. So in this moment of beauty, our hearts are full, so full. And we allow this fullness now to simply be our experience. Our statement for meditation is, I find sublime gifts within. So let us vocalize this together now. Together, I find sublime gifts within. And allow this vibration to fill your being. To find sublime gifts within. As we now abide for a time in the silence. And so we remember the truth about ourselves. We believe the truth of being is a powerful force for good. And we impress on our hearts how free we truly are to live in joy, in love, and in peace. Amen.